Chargers fans, hold on tight, because something exciting is brewing in Los Angeles. There's one rookie everyone's buzzing about, and honestly, it's impossible not to be impressed. But before we jump into the latest updates on this rising star, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the freshest Chargers news, straight from the heart of the action. All right, now let's get into it. The energy around this rookie is real. From the first moment he stepped into minicamp, the coaches took notice. You probably remember that photo, him standing next to Jim Harbaugh, looking like he was born to be part of this team. Big, powerful, and confident. Everything you'd want in a Chargers player. Reports out of camp. One word: stud. The kind of player that doesn't just show up, he stands out. And the chemistry with Harbaugh? Already electric. You can feel the momentum building. If you're a Chargers fan, this is the kind of update that gets your heart racing. The early reports are in, and this rookie? He's not just meeting expectations, he's smashing them. If you're a true Los Angeles Chargers fan, you're going to love what's happening right now. There's a fresh energy in the air, and it's all centered around one thing: the new draft pick. This guy isn't just meeting expectations, he's smashing them. Scouts and insiders are all saying the same thing. He's got the size, the speed, and the potential. He's young, and he's only getting better. That's the kind of player who doesn't just fill a spot on the team, he can transform it. Draft picks like this are what keep the NFL exciting. They give fans hope and spark that thrilling question in our minds. Could this be the guy who takes us to the next level? And after watching him during rookie minicamp, there's one thing that's already clear. This first-round pick is special. You can feel it. His presence, his drive, the way he moves, it's all pointing to one thing. He's going to be a star. And this is just the beginning. As we move from minicamp to OTAs, then to training camp, and finally into the season, all eyes will be on him. And now, let's talk about something exciting: Jim Harbaugh. The new head coach is bringing something fresh to the Chargers. He's not just doing things the way they've always been done, he's asking deeper questions, taking a smarter approach. During rookie minicamp, instead of just running standard drills, Harbaugh is using the time to truly evaluate players, spot hidden talent, and give everyone a real chance to shine. It's not just practice, it's about building something special. One of the smartest things about Jim Harbaugh's approach to rookie minicamp is how he refuses to let any player go unnoticed. In most camps, some guys get fewer chances. Maybe the ball just doesn't come their way that day, or they get buried in the rotation. But Harbaugh doesn't let that happen. He's making sure every player gets a fair shot, and that's a game changer for the Chargers. Instead of sticking to the usual drills and jumping straight into 7-on-7 or full-team reps, Harbaugh has broken practice into meaningful sections. It's a system designed not just to run plays, but to spot talent where it might normally get missed. Here's how it works. The rookies start off by running through a variety of drills, each one with a purpose. There's a special teams segment, which doesn't just test athletic ability. It reveals effort, focus, and instinct. Then, players move into strength and conditioning work, where coaches look closely. Who's built for this? Who's got the motor? Who's physically ready for the grind of the NFL? But it doesn't stop there. The next section focuses on play installs and learning the scheme. This isn't just about memorizing the playbook, it's about understanding how to think, react, and execute. It shows who's been studying, who picks things up quickly, and who can turn mental preparation into real action on the field. Then, and only then, do they move into full-team activities like 11-on-11 or 7-on-7. And by that point, coaches already have a sense of who's been standing out and who deserves more reps. Harbaugh is flipping the script. He's not just rewarding guys for past reputation. He's looking at who's earning it right now. And that's the magic here. Imagine going from a 90-minute film and whiteboard session straight onto the field. You've just broken down the offense and defense, now it's time to put it into action. But instead of guessing who might get it, The Chargers' coaching staff already has an idea. They've watched every drill, every sprint, every rep, and they're making smart choices based on what matters: real performance. This approach is pure Harbaugh. Everywhere he's coached, his teams get tougher, faster, and more physical. They run the ball with purpose, play aggressive football, and demand excellence in the little things. And now he's bringing that same mindset to the Chargers. This isn't just about preparing rookies. It's about creating a culture where every single player has to fight, prove themselves, and grow. And when a team is built on that kind of foundation, it doesn't just compete, it becomes dangerous. When you look at the Chargers today, one thing stands out immediately. They're more focused, more structured, and more intense than they've been in years. And the reason behind it? Jim Harbaugh. He's not just any coach, he's a leader who knows how to bring the best out of his players. He teaches discipline, encourages toughness, and builds a team that plays smart football. But what makes him really special is that he isn't stuck in the past. Yes, he values old-school toughness and hard work, but he also knows how to evolve with the modern game. Some people wondered if he could keep up with today's NFL, if he'd bring back an outdated style that couldn't compete. But those doubts? They didn't last long. From the moment Harbaugh stepped into the Chargers facility, it was clear. He's all in on making this team a force, not by copying the past, but by blending tradition with innovation. Harbaugh isn't afraid to change things up. He studies what works. He figures out what doesn't. He's constantly adjusting, always learning, and never settling. That mindset is exactly what the Chargers needed. Back in college, when he coached at Michigan, Harbaugh faced a similar challenge. At first, he leaned into tough, run-heavy football with strong defense. Just pure, hard-nosed play. And it worked. He brought Michigan back to life. But there was a point when the team hit a wall, especially when going up against a powerhouse like Ohio State. That's when Harbaugh made a choice. Not to panic, but to evolve. He looked at the bigger picture and asked the tough questions. Should we be more creative on offense? Do we need a new approach? What's the next move? And now you can see the results of that growth. He's taken those lessons and brought them to Los Angeles. He's building a Chargers team that's not only physical, but also smart, adaptable, and hungry to win. It's not just about running the ball or playing good defense, it's about understanding the game, reading the moment, and adjusting fast. The Chargers finally have a coach who knows how to connect the past with the future. A coach who listens, learns, and leads with purpose. That's the kind of leadership that changes everything. And with Harbaugh at the helm, this team isn't just preparing for the season, they're preparing to make a serious impact. There was a moment in Jim Harbaugh's journey, a turning point, when everything could have gone off track. People questioned him. Whispers about his future started floating around. Some said maybe he had lost his touch. Maybe the game had passed him by. But Harbaugh didn't fold. He didn't back down. Instead, he made a bold decision. If I'm going out, I'm doing it my way. Harbaugh football. And that decision changed everything. He went on a tear, stacking championship after championship, turning doubt into dominance. His teams became tougher, smarter, and more united. He stuck to what he believed in. Smash-mouth football, run the ball, win in the trenches, build strength right up the middle. That's the foundation. That's the Harbaugh way. And now, he's brought that same fire to the Los Angeles Chargers. The message is clear. No shortcuts, no gimmicks. Just pure, powerful football. One thing Harbaugh is also brilliant at is knowing who needs reps and who doesn't. If a player has already proven himself, there's no need to run him through the same evaluations over and over. Harbaugh isn't going to waste time. He wants to focus on the ones who still need to show what they've got. That mindset creates opportunity, especially for hungry, overlooked players trying to earn a spot. This rookie minicamp became a proving ground. Harbaugh and the Chargers staff weren't just looking for stars, they were looking for grit, effort, and potential, especially on special teams and depth roles. Some names quietly began to emerge. Some players turned heads with their energy, precision, and work ethic. And while names from other schools caught brief attention, what matters most is how Harbaugh uses this camp to shape the Chargers' future. It's not just about big names or flashy stats, it's about building a complete roster. Harbaugh knows that a strong team isn't made up of just stars. It's built by workers, by players who grind, by guys who don't need the spotlight to shine. This philosophy is spreading through the Chargers' locker room. Every player knows now, if you show up, show heart, and show growth, there's a place for you. The culture is changing. The tone is different. And it all starts at the top. Jim Harbaugh isn't here to fit in. He's here to build something that lasts, and with the Chargers, he's got the tools, the vision, and the attitude to do exactly that. At Chargers rookie minicamp, all eyes were on the top draft picks, and they didn't disappoint. But what's just as exciting is that some unexpected names are starting to rise, especially players brought in as undrafted free agents. These are the kinds of guys who show up with something to prove, and they're making noise. One name that keeps coming up is a tight end from Iowa State, and the way he's performing, you wouldn't guess he went undrafted. He's physical, quick on his feet, and already showing signs of being a serious contributor on special teams. When you start seeing that kind of impact early on, it makes you think, this guy might be a hidden gem. That's what makes camps like this so exciting. You already expect your core players to show up and shine, but when lesser-known guys step in and bring real energy, that's when you know your team is building true depth. And the Chargers? They've been busy doing just that. This offseason wasn't about adding just one or two weapons. It was about stacking the roster from top to bottom. The Chargers brought in multiple running backs, some through the draft, others through free agency. They added wide receivers with different skill sets, tight ends with versatility, and even more pieces that can shift the offense into high gear. It's a smart approach. You don't just hope that your starters can carry the team. You build a roster where anyone on the field can step up when it matters. And under Jim Harbaugh, that's exactly the plan. Harbaugh and the front office are creating something strong and sustainable. This isn't a short-term fix, it's a long-term foundation being built with care, strategy, and purpose. The Chargers aren't just looking better on paper, they're showing signs of being more complete, more competitive, and more dangerous than they've been in a long time. From the veterans to the undrafted rookies, everyone has a role to play. And if these early signs are any indication, this Chargers team is going to be deep, determined, and ready for battle.